Hello and welcome back to the Chatter Cave podcast where, we discuss movies and media in general. And usually just talk about the recent news articles that we've spotted, because why not? I'm your host, King Thomas Hughes. I'm on a different side this time. I'm usually that side, but because we're in the main call, it's like Alex is now that side. Because, yes, Mr. Geeky Bear, aka Alex, is with me.
Hello. I'm here.
It is like perfectly, like obviously because I'm using the same layer I use with Connor, so all I've had to do is change it from our private calls to the main call, and it's literally like your image is perfect, like you're perfectly sized, and there's me. It's like zoomed me in all the way to my fucking big forehead.
I mean,
like you're generally like you got a big gap at the top from the top of your head to obviously your ceiling. So you can there's a gap there, but obviously it's like perfectly. It's got you perfect in the middle, like the sat there. Like it. Whereas me, it's for some reason just zoom me in. Don't know why. It just has.
Sorry, I got to turn my phone into silent.
Oh, Alex, rookie mistake.
I don't know which Facebook group it is. There's someone on Facebook.
Rookie mistake.
You watch? It's probably Hayden.
No, she's currently watching a YouTube video. But yes, I've got Alex on today because we're going to be discussing a movie that came out earlier this year, start of April, I believe it was, and kind of like took the world by storm. Like it like blew up the cinema essentially, not like literally, like metaphorically speaking, it blew up the cinema. I mean, if it did blow up a cinema, then wow.
Pearl Harbor all over again.
But yes, we're talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the latest attempt at bringing a video game adaptation to the big screen. But this time, instead of going the live-action route, which this obviously franchise has already suffered from that in the 90s.
Yeah.
It learned and went, okay, let's go the animated route. And they got the
It was so much better, man.
Yep, they got the Illumination Studio, who did obviously Despicable Me, The Grinch, Secret Life of Pets. They got them on board and were like, okay, make us a Super Mario Bros. Movie. And I mean, on paper, you're like, okay, it's Illumination. It could be hit or miss. So Secret Life of Pets is alright. Despicable Me is good, and The Grinch was alright as well. So it's like one of those ones that it's like, it could be hit or miss. We'll see when it comes out. But then they throw an even bigger spanner, no pun intended there, in the works. Because they
plumbing.
they cast fucking Chris Pratt as Mario. I think that was like a big, massive like topic for a lot of people before this film came out. Is of all the people to cast as this Italian plumber, let's get fucking Chris Pratt.
Mamma mia!
So obviously that's a big thing. Obviously that's what I think that's what drew a lot of people wanted to watch it as well. They're like, let's see how much he butchers this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Because they got a massive cast for this film. They got a really good cast, to be honest. Obviously, you've got Charlie Day as Luigi. You've got Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. You've got Jack Black as Bowser. You've got Anna Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. You've got Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. And there's just many other well-known voices.
Big names.
The Train.
Big stars.
Other characters in this universe, i.e. like Coopers, the Penguin Army.
The Star,
yeah.
Luma.
I think that might have been the director.
Do you want to know something though?
What?
There's one name that they haven't got.
What's that?
And that is Dragon King Entertainment. They haven't got you.
Of course they haven't got me.
Biggest star in the world, and they haven't even bothered to ask you.
Of course they haven't got me. I was too busy, man. I was too busy. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, them 100 subscribers have got to get some entertainment somewhere.
I got a lot going on, man. I got a lot going on. Think I got time to spend recording voice audio. Who does that for a living?
You could have been King Babom.
I would have been King Boo. Little cheeky cameo from King Boo at the end.
Yeah, Boo.
Nah, yeah, I like King Bomber's funny when he goes, ho, 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 ho. And Oliver just gives up at the end. Like, well, that's it.
I'm dead anyway. May as well die.
Yeah, so obviously this film, like, it did really. I think it picked the perfect point to come out. I think I was pointing this out to Connor multiple times, and we've referenced this movie and how well it did at the box office. I mean, at the moment, it's still actually in cinemas. It still is generally in cinemas.
Is it?
Yeah, some cinemas it's still in, and it's at the moment like $1.3 billion. I think it is. It is literally at the moment the highest grossing movie. The only film that's closest at the moment is Barbie, I believe.
Oh well, I mean, I'm a Barbie girl, and I'm in a Barbie world.
Because I think that by the end of this weekend, it's predicted to like hit a billion. Obviously, by the time this episode goes out, it probably would have hit $1 billion. So we'll see how close it actually gets to Mario. Because obviously the difference with Barbie and Mario is a PG, whereas Barbie is a 12A. So it's got the edge on that alone, because kids can go watch it without an issue. So we'll see it by this episode going out, what it actually has, if it's beat it or not. It'd be interesting to see how close it is, though. Especially how well Barbie did in its like opening week, and it'd be interesting to see how close they get in terms of box office figures.
I want no spoilers for Barbie.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna. We're talking about Mario
good.
here.
We're not talking about Barbie.
We're talking about Mario here because it's honestly a really fun movie.
Yeah,
like it's a movie for all ages.
I don't think Chris Pratt did a bad job.
I honestly, when I first watched this, because I went to watch this Good Friday, so it came out over the Easter weekend. I think for us it came out on the Wednesday, and then obviously it did its job over that fucking weekend entirely. But it came out then when the kids were off, so everyone could go watch it. And I went to watch it on Good Friday, and I remember walking out and going to myself, he didn't do a bad job. Like, yeah, they probably could have picked someone better. Like, there probably is someone out there who could do a much better Mario impression. Let's go for the Chris's. Let's get the many Chris's to do the voice of Mario. But yeah, there is probably many other people out there who could do a better Mario interpretation. But I still think he did a pretty solid job at bringing his character to life. I mean, they even did the joke at the start where they have the generic classic Mario accent for the little gag of the TV ad. When they both got the "It's a me, Mario" sort of voice.
And me, Luigi.
Before they obviously cut to real life, and they're like, "Do you think the accent was a bit too much?" I do like how they use that as a joke. Is the case of because they've now set them as like Brooklyn citizens rather than obviously just straight up Italian plumbers. So they've got Italian ancestry, but they're full on Brooklyn plumbers. I like the fact that they bring back the ancestry with the accents and then question like, you think that's a bit too much? Like, should we do it in our normal voices?
And then you got like the original voice actor for Mario.
As the Jumpman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
it's also, like there's so many little cameos in there, and it's so great.
It's also the same design as the original Mario look, isn't it? From Donkey Kong, which is pretty cool. Also, have you noticed my little Kirby above my shoulder? A Kirby.
I do now.
It's the one you gave me.
I gave you a Kirby?
Do you remember? You gave me that Kirby before. I think you had two, and you gave me one. I'm going back like a couple of years now.
I have no fucking idea, man. I am barely awake right now.
Same.
I almost fell asleep at the end of that movie. I was just like head against the wall. It's like,
and that's not a dig at the movie. That's just generally you're tired.
Yeah.
Same. I was struggling. That's why I went on to get a drink before we fucking do this recording. I'm fucked. I'm knackered here. I think I might have an hour's kip before I jump on with Connor.
I'm surprised I'm so tired though, to be honest. Like, I had like plenty of sleep. I think I was like 10 hours.
Fucking hell.
I'm just knackered.
I barely got 5. But yeah, obviously, back to Mario.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's generally, I think the film is perfect for kids. Like, it's generally a good film for kids. And then on top of it, for the adults who have played Mario or know a bit about Mario, as you said, there's a lot of little references sprinkled throughout where you go, oh, I remember that from the game, like Rainbow Road, the Mario Kart sequence, the Diddy Kong. There's like little dots of references. King Boo, as I referenced earlier. There's little references here and there. Mate, as an adult, you go, "Oh, I got that. I understand what that's basically trying to reference here." So I like that it fully aims it at kids, but it sprinkles the references for adults who are basically having to take their kids to watch it. They can sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I get that." Even like the little music references.
Nods, yeah.
Because obviously the score for this, so you got your generic sort of 80s type of music every now and again. I need a hero, do or no sleep till bam bam. Stuff like that. You got your generic 80s movie music that you see in every fucking movie. But then you've also got your actual score, which is a beautiful score that is a mixture of new songs as well as obviously a mix of a new song and the classic Mario sort of music. So you got the ding 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 stuff like that, and you also got the
yeah. It depends on the area as well. It's like it's quite
atmospheric.
That word, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like if you're not listening for it, sometimes it will just be like you can just go over it. Like when they go into the pipe, like in the underground part, before they go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and like you hear it then, like the underground of World 1, 2.
I just about heard it as you basically before it gets to the pipe. It's when the spot the pipe, isn't it? You sort of hear it, and you're like, oh, and then it just stops, and then it just goes into its normal music. So I like how they managed to merge the classic themes of Mario in with this new soundtrack. It's really well done. I mean, just in general, I think obviously, as I say, with Illumination, you can either get Despicable Me or you can get like A Secret Life of Pets. You can get a decent movie, or you can get so it's all right. I wouldn't say it's the best thing, but I feel like it actually suits this, especially animation style. Because I think I brought up Connor recently. I can't remember what film I was talking about. I think it might have been Turtles. It was on about the animation style of the new Turtles movie. I
didn't know there was a new Turtles movie until I saw your photo the other day.
Yeah, it was on about the new animation style of it, because obviously being very into Spider-Verse style. And kind of point out it was on about the fact that obviously a lot of studios, when they've got the animation style they keep using it. Obviously Illumination's one of them, where they utilise the exact same sort of designs throughout their other movies. And I actually think it works really well for Mario.
Definitely. I think another one it would work for would probably be Sonic. Just I think it'd work.
I agree there. I think it would work. But I feel like Sonic's done the actual smart thing and made an actual decent live action adaptation.
Yeah.
It's actually gone, you know what? Let's actually try and make a good movie, not just try and just like butt fuck all the fans. Whereas this obviously is also gone the route of let's actually make a decent movie, but we do it in the animated side.
Yeah, I don't think it would have worked anywhere near as well as it would have done.
No, I feel like
it was like CGI and 3D.
I feel like with Sonic, obviously the difference is with that sort of franchise. If you look
it's not really game related. It's more like with Sonic, it's more like just real life. There's loads of more like actual live action shots.
See, I think with obviously Sonic as well, because if you look, there's a couple of series out there that have a lot of humans. Like the one that comes to mind is Sonic X. Sonic X is literally a series about him going to the real world. So it's the case of just take that sort of idea and make it more live action. Whereas Mario, it's a bit difficult, as proven by the fact that they really, I don't know what they tried to do in the 90s. They tried to make something like really gritty, and then it just like. I'm pretty certain your stars literally admitted that they're basically drunk while trying to film this because they've just like had enough. It's just like if it wasn't Mario, you can look at it and go, okay, it's alright. I wouldn't say it's the best thing, but you look at it and like it's Mario. How the fuck's this Mario? How the fuck's that a fucking a Yoshi? It's a fucking Velociraptor. Even though this gets like a little cameo from Yoshi for an end credit scene, and also the army of. The army of them, like even that is better than the weird fucking Velociraptor thing that was in that that version. I feel like as well, there's really good chemistry between the two cast members in this. I think the only good thing with the actual 90s one is the fact that obviously the one who played Luigi is actually kind of Italian. So that, you know what I mean? Whereas this obviously is just two Americans. So I mean, so that's the only positive thing I can say about that film. But this one, I think what helps to this one as well is it's short. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
It's not like the new kind of like standard of 2 to 3 hours.
Exactly. It's not a long film. It's fast paced as well. So essentially, as soon as they get to the Mushroom Kingdom and the actual the other world,
it's a snowball effect.
It's straightforward. It doesn't really stop. It may stop, but I think the only time it really stops heavily, I'd say, is the
Peach backstory. I'd say
yes, when she's talking to Mario on the top before they go to actually the Kong Kingdom. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that's the only point, in my opinion, that it really stops. Or the little Bowser scenes here and there, like the little comedy moments where he's like trying to make out with the wizard. What? The little lipstick and a fucking dress.
Oh yes.
It's like that's the thing with this. There's so many great characters in this fucking movie that's helped by having great voice actors and actresses for them. They really bring to life these characters and really make you actually want to watch it. Really make you laugh.
I mean, they could have done without Seth Rogen for Donkey Kong, but I mean,
oh come on, Seth Rogen was good as Donkey.
It's just the laugh.
Hey, Dad! Hey!
It's just the laugh.
Nothing wrong with Seth Rogen's laugh. I walked out of the Turtles movie and saying the only thing I hated about the movie is you didn't hear Seth Rogen laugh once. The only film I've ever heard him not laughing.
I hate his laugh.
His laugh's hilarious. But yes, no, he brought a charm to Donkey because obviously Donkey's meant to be kind of like a bit of a dimwit. Then again, most of the apes in this are meant to be kind of a bit dim. So he definitely brings that dimwit vibe to it. But there's just so many great little characters in this. As I say, I think the best character is easily Jack Black as Bowser. Like, he's the one that his voice just sounds so... Like, he can just snap like at any point. Like, he can be like really nice. Like, as you see with like... He's been really nice to obviously... Peach is like, oh yeah, and the next one he's like, destroy the kingdom. Like, you can listen. He's got that gritty voice as well when Bowser needs to be mad, and it's just fucking perfect. Like, it's probably one of the best castings you're gonna get in a while.
Yeah, there's probably like, I can't even think of anyone else who would be like better.
Not at all. Sometimes you can think when you watch something, you go, "There was a good casting," but you can sometimes think of someone, "Oh, that would work. Yeah, that would really work." But then there's ones like Iron Man. You think of it like I can't generally see anyone but this person playing them.
Yeah,
like, Robert Downey Jr. is perfect as Tony Stark and Iron Man. I can't see anyone, especially when you hear like, "Oh, this person was almost cast. This person was almost cast." And you're like, I generally can't see anyone but this guy playing him. Just like as you say with Bowser, it's just a case of I can't see anyone but Jack Black being Bowser.
Yeah,
like you can see other people being Mario, but Jack Black as Bowser. That's it.
If they make a new Mario game now and they don't put Jack Black or like some of the characters as like voice actors, if they do voice acting in the future, I think it'll be a big mishap.
I think with this as well, I think the only
missed opportunity, that was it.
I think the only character for me that even comes close to Jack Black in this movie is Bowser. Is Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. It's the only character for me that comes close. Like, Toad is so amazing in this film. It's the bit when he the guards like pissing off, like tormenting Mario. Like, oh, she's in another castle. Go that way. It's like, hey,
they're messing with you.
They're messing with you. And he gets his frying pan. He's like, I hate that. And next minute, it looks like he's gonna bash him, and he's just like cooking them food. Like, what do you want? It's just like, that was a snap. And then the car scene. The car scene is probably the best. When they're coming up, she's on the fucking bike. He's in the classic Mario Kart. And there's fucking Toad, glasses on, the fucking monster truck. Like, Keegan-Michael Key was perfect choice for Toad. He's hilarious. I love him as a comedian. He's so fucking funny.
I think Peach wasn't a bad choice either.
Yeah, Anna Taylor-Joy. They really captured her really crazy eyes at times.
Mm.
Because she generally at times has in many films I've watched, she sometimes has as Peach does really crazy eyes, and they definitely captured that with Peach.
But yeah, I honestly liked it. Like, the animation was great, the characters was great. I do wish it was like a bit longer, so we could have had a bit more fleshing out on some parts. But other than that, I do think it was good.
See, I think
I
obviously
enjoyed it.
what we did with this is that obviously I think they went for a less risky movie. They wanted to
Yeah,
do something very basic and quick, just to see how the audience reacts to it. Obviously, the critics they fucking hated it, they bashed it to shit, but
yeah,
the audience came out in droves, positive reviews, and they kept going to watch it until it's got to like, as I say, $1.3 billion. Like, that's what they're looking at. Like, okay, now we can maybe try something a bit more in a sequel. So obviously, that's the thing. If you look at even Sonic, the first Sonic, that didn't take too many big risks. It was very basic like
apart
this.
from the first design.
Yeah, obviously, apart from the first design, but there's still a chance that was just like a fucking studio thing, just to try and
I think it was, yeah.
cause like people to go, oh, and then they redesign it and go, oh, we go watch that now.
We go watch that. I like
Yeah,
you.
so even that, apart from that bit, it was still a very not crazy ass movie like that could have gone. And then the sequel went, okay, so we can up that ante a bit more, put a bit more budget, have a bit more moments, throw a bit more game characters in it, i.e. Tails, Knuckles. Let's throw them in. Do the Emerald situation and focus heavily on that. So it knew they could do that. And obviously now the next one's going to go the route of Shadow. Obviously they've got a Knuckles TV series in the works.
Is that actually real then?
Yes, it is. There's a Knuckles TV series starring Idris Elba and the one who plays the copper in it, the idiot cop.
Yeah,
It's going to focus on them too.
Oh,
it's like a buddy cop sort of comedy, like what the first one was. It's a buddy cop type movie, so he's going for the buddy cop series. So yeah, it's the idea now. Mario's gone for the basic approach. It's like, okay, it's worked. Everyone's loved it. Let's see where we go from here.
Yeah,
there's a
probably
lot more.
Like a bit of a Yoshi.
And so the next one's definitely going the route of Yoshi. So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see what else they add into this universe. So there's plenty of other Mario-based characters out there that they could bring into this. What I mean?
Yeah, like universe. even like space travel for Rosalina.
The thing is, it's not just a Mario sequel they could look at. They could look at spin-offs because if you think about it, all these characters, most of these like the main characters, have their own spin-off based games. Obviously, Mario's plenty of games when he's by himself.
Yeah, so they could do Captain Toad.
Toad has a game. Luigi has a game. Donkey Kong has a game.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of like spin-off ideas they could focus on. Like honestly, one of the big things I want after this now, after seeing one sequence of this movie, is a Luigi Mansion movie.
Yeah.
After seeing that the dry bone sequence, I'm literally like, as another thing I said as soon as I walked out was, I need a Luigi's Mansion movie right now. Like that scene, especially for a kids film, was fucking creepy as hell. Like it felt like it didn't belong in a kids movie, and I was like, I love it to bits, and I need that as an entire movie with him going after King Boo. Like, that would be so fucking good. I mean, another thing that obviously they could do is bring in Bowser Jr. Like that could be another character they bring into it.
Maybe like a Mario Sunshine kind of thing.
So there's plenty of routes this can now go. Obviously, a sequel. I think a sequel's guaranteed. If they don't do a sequel, I mean, what's the fucking point in this? I mean, as I say, how much money it made, a sequel is guaranteed for this movie.
And plus, if you think of the big picture, if other games like go for it, then who knows? There could be a Smash Bros. Movie eventually.
And so, would you? When you say that like that, would it be still in the animated side, or would it be?
I don't know. I think animated would probably be better.
Yeah.
Probably
cheaper.
Just cheaper as well.
The only problem is obviously, do Universal have the rights to all these characters? that you see in
That's
Smash.
the thing.
Because, you know, like how Marvel basically dished out all their characters to many studios in the early days. And that's why Sony has Spider-Man. At one point, Fox had the X-Men, but obviously now Marvel does. Obviously, some little minor characters under minor studios. Like, do Nintendo have all their movies characters under one banner?
I don't know. That's the thing,
Because
isn't it?
they don't have Pokemon. That's under Warner
No.
Brothers.
Mm.
Because obviously Detective Pikachu was a Warner Brothers film, but that paved the way for more Nintendo movies, really.
Yeah.
Because that did well enough for them to go, okay, let's see where we can go with this now. So then we got this movie. I mean, I think there's still one big movie adaptation they haven't done yet. It's probably Zelda.
I was gonna say Zelda.
Zelda's probably a big one. I don't know if I'd like it being an Illumination movie.
I think live action might be good for Zelda.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Like in the line of Sonic, I think live action would work best for Zelda.
Like a dark tone to the movie.
Or a series.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games are getting series adaptations now. Because they're able to stretch out a story across like multiple episodes rather than just like an hour to 2 hour movie.
Like what they're doing with Marvel at the moment with like Secret Invasion and Loki and that.
They're able to flesh them out a bit more than they would in like just a basic 1 to 3 hour film. As I say, Last of Us has done it recently. God of War's in the works. Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn's in the works. Sorry. Twisted Metal just came out. That's another one. Like they're all looking at the idea of, okay, movies are good. Like if you want to make a quick bit of money.
Yeah.
But if you want people to actually stay interested and actually be able to tell a bit more of a better story, TV seems to be where a lot are going. I feel like for Mario, it worked better as a film. It worked fine as a film.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting as a series, but I feel like as a film, it worked fine. But I feel like a lot of these ones that there's a massive convoluted story and there's a lot to tell within a universe. A series is a good place to go. As I say with God of War, I feel like that works better going into a series because it's like 20-30 hour gameplay. Like you need more than just okay, fair enough if you do a 2 to 3 hour film, but then you gotta hope it does well enough to guarantee another adaptation. That's the only problem. Whereas TV series, you've only got to really look at the viewership numbers, haven't you, really?
I've got to pop out for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Can you pause?
I'll just... How long gonna be?
I don't know.
I'll just leave it going, I'll just cut this bit out.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. What?
Nothing? But yes, anyway, I can't remember what I was on about. Just, all I can say is this is another way people can look at it and go, video game adaptations can work if handled correctly.
Yeah. Agreed. No, not that laugh. Everywhere.
It's the voice. It's everywhere. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else to this film I want to talk about. Can you think of anything else you want to talk about this film?
The dark bit of comedy with the Luma.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah. Best. Could do with a Luma TV show.
Makes you want to play your saxophone. You got that pigeon back again? It's back again?
Every single time we record.
I put the one recording we did with it on, I put a little pigeon above your head when it started hooting.
That's I said that for you to do.
I did as well. I managed to track it down in the video. I was like, put a little pigeon there.
You do it every single time.
Hoot 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 hoot. But yeah, I feel like this the not just the characters. I feel like the backgrounds of this, like the locations, look really well in this animation style. From Bowser's obviously floating castle to just like the dark castle that you get with Luigi. To the Mushroom Kingdom. The Mushroom Kingdom looks fucking really good.
There's just so many different like biomes and that
Exactly.
you just new experience to what you would think.
And the fact it gives you like multiple power ups as well, and this is pretty cool. So you got your big, you're getting bigger. You got your getting smaller.
Tiny.
You've got your cats.
You got the fire flower, ice flower, Tanuki suit.
And so it doesn't just like give you one thing; it gives you multiple, which is pretty cool. Because it could literally just give you like one, the growing big one, but it's like no, let's give you multiple.
And it also gave us a new form of Donkey Kong as well, with the fire Donkey Kong. Because normally you don't see him with any kind of thing like that, but yeah.
And so you even get the classic Donkey Kong game reference with the whole barrel throwing down a Mario from above. I was like, that's nice. I got that reference. I mean, they even did the basic Mario game of running across platforms. They make that as an assault course, which is pretty cool. Little nod to the game, which is really nice. I mean, there's a lot of game nods, obviously. So the assault course being the classic Mario sort of game. You've got the Donkey Kong classic. You've got Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's even like it mixed in the new Mario Kart where you can fly and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool that it does.
Fly, zero gravity.
Exactly. It's pretty cool that you get these basically game references. Even like the crate in the car from the Mario Kart is like basically referencing the fact that you can do that in the game as well. You can add your different parts to it to make it your own. So I like they've added a lot of little basic things from the games that if you play them, you go, yep, I got that. That's pretty cool.
I get that.
Yeah, I just think overall it's a really good video game movie. Like, it's one that if you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Yeah, man. Or girl.
You're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, it's one of them that is like, if you've not checked it, then what are you doing?
I say it's pretty cheap now to buy.
Yeah.
Or rent, whatever you fucking do, or it'll probably be on streaming at some point soon. Pretty say it might be streaming in America on Peacock. Not too sure. Don't quote me on that.
What the hell's Peacock?
Peacock's like a streaming service. We've got it, but it's like integrated with the Sky network.
Oh, okay.
It's where they basically streamed the other video game adaptation from Twisted Metal recently.
Okay.
It's like the American Office.
Yeah.
It's basically the company behind that.
Okay.
It's basically a company part of NBC.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
So yeah, should we rate this then?
Aye, Captain.
Go on, son. Give me a rating, son.
What do we do it out of? Do we do it out of 10 or 5?
10. I know it's been a while since we've been on the podcast, son, but come on.
I always have to ask because knowing me, I'll rate it too low, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I was doing it as a 5."
The internal debate, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm like, is it a 9.5 or is it a 10? That's my internal debate at the moment. I'm not sure. Are we like, what is it like? Whole numbers?
You can give it your points if you want.
Okay. Okay.
Give it on your gut feeling, like I did when I reviewed the Meg movies. I went really overboard on my reviews for them and gave them probably way more anyone else would ever give them.
Well, I think it's an absolutely great movie. I love the soundtrack. I like the little hints to all the other games that Nintendo had. Like they had like the balloons with the guy. You've also got Kid Icarus. You've got Jumpman. You've got Wrecking Crew. There's just so many game like
references.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you.
You're literally just saying references and you forgot the word after 5 seconds. You're like a goldfish.
Shut up. I just love it. I love the music. The music is very nostalgic and it's very updated as well. It's like they've got their own like little remixes. It's a very upbeat movie, and I want the Luma to be my friend because I want to die too. So I'm going to give it a 9.9, so close to a 10. But like I said earlier, I wish there was just certain parts that were just
Very,
extended upon.
very interesting.
Mm.
For me, I agree with all the aspects on what you just said. Like, it is a really good movie. The music is very, especially if you listen to the game soundtracks before, you'll definitely get a kick out of it. It's definitely one of the better video game adaptations out there. I think in terms of cinema adaptations, I think it's my second favorite video game movie. I still prefer Sonic 2 at the moment, but that could change when we review it, because I've been watching films many times on multiple reviews, and I've changed my mind later on. So I could watch that and go, actually, no, I changed my mind. But at the moment, I'm still going, that's my preferred one. But for this, I feel like I'm going to give it a 9.5. It is really good. But as I say, at the moment, Sonic 2 is just edging it. But I do think it's better than Nintendo's last movie, which is Detective Pikachu. I think it's better than that. And I do think it's better than the first Sonic movie, because
Definitely.
Though both didn't take risks, this just had like a really fun vibe to it, and I just dug the fun vibe. And as I said, the animation style sold it heavily as being this really beautiful landscaped movie. Plus, its voice cast were just like fucking phenomenal.
They're like top tier voice actors, aren't they?
Like, I don't know how they could have they couldn't have picked a better cast.
The amount of money that they must have spent on like the voice cast, it's ridiculous.
Oh, Chris Pratt alone would have been fucking how expensive.
Exactly. It just shows how much they wanted the movie to be
Successful.
It's like they didn't want it. To me, it seems like that they didn't want anything to go wrong. So like they've got Jack Black, the villain, Chris Pratt, hero, Charlie Day, sidekick.
I mean, Charlie Day was great as Luigi.
I don't know Princess Peach's voice actor, but she was also
Anna
good.
Taylor-Joy.
I've never heard of her in my life, but she was good.
She was in that Queen's Gambit series on Netflix, that chess series.
Do you think I've watched the chess game show series?
She was in the New Mutants film, the X-Men one.
You think I've watched X-Men films?
Fair enough. But yeah, it's definitely like a really, really good film. It's just,
definitely.
Well, I mean, our two ratings gives this a Chat Cave overall rating of 9.7 out of 10. Pretty damn high.
I've got a question for you, Tom.
Go on then, son. Shoot.
If you were to have a power-up from Mario, which power-up would you have?
Ooh. There's more than what's in this film, isn't there?
Definitely. You've got like the penguin suits. You've got
Your mind's gone blank, hasn't it?
You've got all like the different caps and that from Galaxy, like the bee suit. You've got the rock ball thing. There's just so many.
See, the OP one would just be the star one, just because it's like no one could touch it. You can play, yeah, boom, 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 boom.
And plus, you get like that awesome music as well.
Exactly, you get the awesome music. It's playing as you're doing it, but the cat one's pretty funny. I like the flying squirrel though. That's one that I always remember. When obviously I used to play some of the old Mario's, the one I always remember because of the tail spinning around as you're flying. So I might say that one. I'm going to say that one, I think. What'd you pick?
Okay. I myself would go for the cloud hat. I don't know, I just like clouds.
I mean, that's fair enough. Who would you say is the MVP of this film?
Oh, I mean, it's quite obvious.
Jack Black is Bowser, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, I think there's only one character for me that even comes close. He's just the perfect casting. Would you agree then on the runner-up being Toad?
I was gonna say Kamek, but Toad, yeah.
That one's the guy, isn't it?
Yeah. Just for his little like cross-dressing scene.
What? Okay.
Oh yes.
we can do a joint. We can do a joint runner-up then between him and Toad.
I do think Toad does get ahead. So.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Toad then. Okay, fair enough. What'd you say your favorite? What's your favorite scene? There's some really good ones in this, isn't there?
Mm,
I mean, there's one that we haven't really spoke about in this review, which is the Peaches song. But I think that's the obvious choice for most people.
yeah.
And I don't want to be obvious.
I would have to say my favourite scene would have to be the nod to Luigi's Mansion.
The dry bone scene.
Yeah.
Son, we're in sync on this one. That is exactly what I was going to say.
I was trying to think of other ones, and I was like, I guess there's also like the training kind of arc-ish.
The Rainbow Road.
Yeah, that's also one.
And say those are the other ones that I was thinking as well. But it's just Luigi's Mansion. Like, for a kids' film, how spooky that scene was like so good. It was perfect. It's like when it like comes out of nowhere, there's a torch on it, and his torch goes out, and he's like, what the hell? He turns it back on, and he's right in front of him. He's like, whoa. That's just like so creepy. I remember watching it with my nephew, and he literally was like, nope, 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 nope. He was generally like, yeah, I ain't having any of this. He kept turning away until it was over. I was like, it's done now, it's back to the fun part. That's how creepy it was for a kid to watch something like that. It's just fucking perfect, and that's why I need Luigi's Mansion movie.
Yeah.
Because that would be so fucking good. I think that pretty much covers everything, son. Yeah, obviously, if you've seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie, put your thoughts on it in the comments below.
And let us know how you feel about it. And why not?
What sequel do you like?
And what kind of like interesting facts have you noticed about the film?
Like Easter eggs, sort of things.
Yeah.
What do you spot that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah, put them in the comments below. We'll have a butcher's.
Have
a butcher's, son. Obviously, you can check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, etc., 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 etc.
Yeah, and you can always check me out on Twitch at Geeky Bear.
All these, as always, are linked in the description below.
Yeah, and while you're at it, check out the Dragon and Bear show.
That's where we do actual animated movie reviews.
Yeah.
And at the moment, animated series reviews.
Yeah, like Gravity Falls.
Exactly. So if you're interested in more of the animated side of media, we have reviewed plenty of those. So I say, check that channel. I'll try. If I remember correctly, I'll link. If I remember, I'll link it in the description below as well.
No, you won't. Don't worry.
I know. I definitely won't. If I don't edit this today, I definitely won't remember to link it in the description below. So the reason I remember to link some of that stuff I said in my last review is because I literally edited it straight after I reviewed it. So, but this probably won't get edited for a couple of days, or if not a week.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, so next week, Connor should be back. I don't know what we're doing. We don't know ourselves. We'll figure it out as we go along. And then the week after, Alex will be back because we're moving on from an animated video game adaptation to a live-action CGI hybrid video game adaptation because we're doing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
We're gonna do both the Sonic movies, and then just see where we go from there. If we do any more, we do any more. If we don't, then we don't. But yes, so yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and we shall hopefully see you next time. It's funny because the bear actually comes on your screen. I can still see the emoji, for fuck's sake. Go on, give us one to go out on.
I mean, look at the forehead already.
Perfect, Connor's here. Bye.